Bird's consumer scooter sold for $550. The identical scooter, unbranded, sold on Amazon for $500, according to an ARK Invest teardown reported by The Information. The extra $50 wasn't hardware. It was a logo attached to a business model that no longer exists. We ranked 10 electric scooter brands. 5 are dying in 2026. 5 are taking over. The name at the top of the villain list is printed on scooters it doesn't build, doesn't warranty, and doesn't own. The industry sells the buyer engineering. Certified batteries, waterproof ratings, sustained motor wattage, regenerative braking, and a warranty when something fails. The badge on the deck is supposed to mean someone stood behind the build. It's supposed to mean a Samsung cell instead of a no-name pouch, a hydraulic brake instead of a friction pad, and a controller that doesn't fail in summer heat. That's the promise. The math tells a different story. Bird was the face of micromobility, carrying a multi-billion-dollar valuation and a consumer scooter that looked premium. ARK Invest's teardown placed Bird's retail at $550 for a chassis that shipped unbranded on Amazon for $500. That $50 delta was the subsidy for the marketing budget. Bird filed for Chapter 11 in 2023 as reported by Reuters. The scooters kept shipping, the support did not, the logo travels, the company that stood behind it does not exist to service it. Jetson lives in Costco and Target aisles, priced for the impulse purchase. The Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled the Jetson Rogue after 2 children died in fires caused by battery failures, per the 2024 CPSC recall notice. That is not a warranty issue. That is a fatality. The mechanism is upstream. Unbranded lithium cells are sourced through the cheapest available channel and packed without a certified battery management system. When the price ceiling is Costco, the bill of materials has one job: survive checkout. The buyer isn't purchasing a scooter. The buyer is purchasing whichever cell won the tender. Unagi tried to be the Peloton of scooters at $69 a month for a subscription that never scaled. The Model 1 retails above $1,000 for a scooter contract manufactured at consumer electronics prices. When bookings slowed, the company cut staff and revised pricing repeatedly. Half the price funded the app. Half funded the runway. The scooter cost sat in the middle. A subscriber wasn't the customer. A subscriber was the Series B. If this changes how a price tag reads, subscribe. Razr was the kick scooter of a generation. That is still what buyers are paying for. The electric line is a legacy brand extension, applying the Razr name to entry-level e-scooters aimed at the Walmart floor. The engineering isn't the story, the 90s memory is. Razr wins the parent purchase because the logo is familiar. The receipt is nostalgia priced at 2026 tariffs. Segway-Ninebot manufactures scooters for Bird, for Lime, for Xiaomi, and for itself, according to its annual filings. Gross margin sits near 28% based on FY24 filings. That is the OEM's margin. When a buyer purchases the Segway branded consumer model, that buyer is paying retail for a product other brands source at wholesale. Same factory, same production line, different badge. The badge doubles the cost. The buyer isn't purchasing a Segway. The buyer is purchasing the version of the Segway that Segway sells to consumers. 5 brands, 1 pricing model. These are the brands that refuse to run it. Cabo operates a Chinese factory that sells directly and through resellers. The Mantis and Wolf lines share drivetrain components with Dualtron models built in the same region, and enthusiast teardowns document overlapping controllers and hubs. The receipts are open. The buyer pays for the hardware, not the badge. The scooter delivered is the same scooter a neighbor paid more for last year. Fluid Freeride operates direct-to-consumer with no dealer margin and no big-box middleman. The Horizon and Mantis GT ship at prices well under equivalent spec competitors. The warranty is in-house. Service is a phone number, not a ticket queue. Direct-to-consumer isn't a marketing story here. It is the reason the price works. Voro Motors' eMove Cruiser has become the price per watt benchmark of the mid-tier. LG cells, a 52-volt battery, and IPX6 water resistance are published on the spec sheet rather than the ad copy. Voro publishes what is inside. The buyer knows what was paid for, down to the cell brand. Dualtron from Mini Motors is Korean-founded and Chinese-manufactured for enthusiasts. Dual motors, hydraulic brakes, forged aluminum decks. The scooters are expensive. They are also priced at a real multiple of a real build cost. That is a defensible markup, not a licensing fee dressed as a scooter. Apollo Scooters runs the cleanest playbook in the category, designed in Canada, sold direct to consumer, with in-house engineering that includes proprietary controllers and app firmware rather than a rebadge with a sticker. The City, Air, and Phantom lines run 21,700 cells from named suppliers, hydraulic brakes on the flagship, and warranties handled without a chatbot. The price is not the industry's cheapest. The markup ratio is: Segway's consumer model runs the OEM plus badge premium. Birds ran the Venture plus app premium. Apollo runs the cost plus margin equation the category was supposed to use in the first place. The buyer pays for the scooter, not the story of the scooter, not the app that will be uninstalled, and not the funding round that closed in 2019. Every scooter examined this year was one of two products: a scooter with a badge or a badge with a scooter attached. The brands dying in 2026 are the ones that forgot which one they were selling. The brands taking over are the ones that never confused it. Drop the brand that was most surprising in the comments and subscribe for the rest of the garage broken down the same way. The price tag is the story. The story is almost always the markup.